Here we are in the driver's door lower hinge project. Here's the hardware. Lower hinge, lower hinge, lower hinge nut plate. This is actually door skin 030 material. I can't believe how thin it is. I'm actually pretty shocked by it. And there's the crater. It's been welded on twice. Here's how I know that. If you look carefully, there's a beautiful Tig, a tiny little weld repair right here. It's unbelievably nice. Somebody did a great job. And that's never broken again, but you can see somebody else went through and just burned this thing, just wrecked it. And it's quite uneven, you know. Some of that's probably because it's been like this since I got it in 2011. Here's the nut plate. This is the backing metal behind the sheet metal, and I had to weld two pieces back together. I don't even know if that was necessary. It was just something I was trying to teach myself again. I haven't tigged since 1984. So none of this fine work is mine. So anyway, this has to go on the inside. It would go like that. And there's two layers. I don't know if you can see them completely. There's a layer here and the outer sheet metal layer. And this reinforcement behind here is huge. It goes all the way up through the door and right here. So it's pretty hefty. So I'm not sure how to fix this. I've got a couple different layers of sheet stock. I tried dollying this flat a little bit. I don't know if I can. I'm probably just gonna have to cut it all out. Anyway, that's what it looks like. Let's see if I can show you some interior shots. I hope that helps. Anyway, so we've got a whole bunch of I don't know, a whole bunch of work to do, and I'm not sure how to go about it. This is going to be a bummer. I'm going to have to cut it all out, put in a good backing plate, the reinforcement, and then put in a nice sheet metal piece, and then these three slots are going to have to go in the new sheet metal. And locating it all exactly is going to be a lot of fun too. I think we could make a template from the other door, the passenger door, and use it to locate the nut plate here. So far this is the my practice. Here's the MIG over here. You can tell it's a total disaster. And then MIG tack welding. It came out pretty good. I started at higher amperage, bigger ones, and then I went to as small as I could, and that came out okay. That came out all right. Most of this out here is TIG welding. I didn't blow through it too often. I did here, but I think right here I forgot to turn on the gas. It's a manual turn on, so it's kind of a pain to remember. But I think this is all TIG through here, and it's not so bad. Now this is 045 material. This would be the backup material. I don't have any 030, so I don't know, maybe I could just do two layers of 040. I'm not really sure it matters at this point, but anyway, that's been my practice and I'm pretty happy about it. I need more of it. That's all there is to that. One of the things that's very helpful is getting a jack underneath the end of the door so that you can wheel it out. It's open about 90 degrees. Let's see. And if you wheel it out, you do it on an arc. You take the jack and you bring it out in a curve, and it really makes this easy. You want to use a block of wood so you don't chip your paint all to pieces. And then you roll it closed and slam it, and you're all good to go. So here's a selection of tools I wanted to make sure I had ready. for this door hinge job. I've got 3 grinders here and a 4th one there I just picked up today at Harbor Freight. That way I can put a different disc on each one and I don't have to change them. Somehow in all of this I lost the nut to this one, and so from Amazon I ordered 3 new nuts. So this one's got one, then I got 2 spares. And that's the $10 special grinder right here. This one is a $10 grinder that I got in 2011, and it still works really well. So, but the cool thing is it takes 4-inch discs in case it gets really tight in there. I've saved all my old discs from a long time ago, and some of them are, there's some 4-inch there, and I think these are 4-inch. The bore in the middle is 5/8 of an inch instead of 7/8. You can see the difference. So I got all kinds of size discs. I got a couple of different wrenches. I got one of these off a marketplace. It's adjustable. Harbor Freight has the same one for $5 or $6. So it's worth having a couple of wrenches because you just lose one and all of a sudden you can't use your grinder. So here's all my wheels that I have. I don't do a lot of grinding and welding, so I don't have a huge assortment, but I have enough for this job. So in addition to that, just for fun, for a future project, I got one of these polycarbonate abrasive wheels that you can see these guys use on their YouTube channels, and it strips paint down to the steel like crazy. You can see clear coat's gone, a whole bunch of the base coat's gone, and now it's rusting, and so is the roof. So this needs to get dealt with. We don't get a lot of rain out here in the desert, but we get enough, and I don't want it to rust. The sheet metal's really good on this truck. So that'll take that off without any effort at all. So we're gonna be painting that here one of these days in the distant future. Anyway, so this is what I've got, plus once we get rolling, most of you will recognize that as a hinge and bushing kit. We'll do both doors, of course, but right now that's secondary, but that will get done in this whole process. So anyway, I'm pretty excited. I got a good selection of tools. I even have a cordless one, just in case that, you know, who knows. I don't know how well these are going to fit with the door still on the truck, even though it can open 90 degrees like I showed earlier in this video. Anyway, but it really makes it nice that you can just grab another tool rather than constantly changing discs. And I think that's why I lost one of the nuts. I don't know where it went. I have no idea. It's been gone for months, and I just said, okay, I'm going to buy new ones, and they were cheap. I forget, $10 for 3 of them. They seem really well made, if that matters. It doesn't say where they were made, which means only one thing. It means it's Chinese, but it looks like they did a good job. So anyway, that's one thing I wanted to show here, is having tools to help prep for this whole thing is going to matter. I can move from one tool to the next really quickly. You know, you never know, maybe one of these things will burn out or something. I had a cordless drill burn out for the first time in 10 years. Well, no, first time in 22 years. So, you know, things do happen. I've got a whole assortment of wire brushes down here, some from Harbor Freight, some from an estate sale, for cleaning stuff up, whatever I need to do. I've got a whole bunch of them. I even have a huge, I think it's a 7 or 9-inch grinder. It's put away in a cabinet somewhere, but that's what it takes to drive that monster. So we'll see. They shouldn't need much of this, just some grinding, cutting, and I still got to go get, I was in town today and I should have got a sheet of 032 steel to replace the body metal, but I didn't do that. So we'll see if it's worth it. It's a long drive. One last tool I pulled out of the toolbox for the body work, for the refinishing on the Jeep, is this old DA. I got this mid-80s at the latest, maybe even early 80s, and the foam just rotted off this piece here. It just rotted away, so it's no good. I think this is still 5/16 24 threads. And Harbor Freight said they had them in stock, but I didn't see any anywhere in the store. So I'll order, this is only a 4-inch. They come 5 and 6. So I'll get like a 5 or a 6-inch and hook it up to here and make sure this thing still runs. I've had it for decades. It actually says made in Japan on it. The brand name is Rodak. Anyway, I've had it for a long time, and it's time to get a new part for it, and then I'll be able to sand and prep that hood and the top of the Jeep really well with a good tool. So anyway, it's time to pull some of this stuff out of mothballs. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. Thanks. See you. Bye.